Hello students. In our previous class, we discussed about the Himalayas and the Northern Plain. In today's class, we will discuss again a very important physiographic division of India, the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is a tableland composed of old crystalline, igneous, and metamorphic rocks. It was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Indian plate from the Gondwana land. Thus, it is the oldest landmass of India. The plateau has broad and shallow valleys and rounded hills. This plateau consists of two broad divisions, namely the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. Part of the Peninsular Plateau lying to the north of Narmada River, covering a major area of the Malwa Plateau, is known as the Central Highlands. The Vindhyan Range is bounded by the Satpura Range on the south and the Aravalli on the northwest. The further westward extension gradually merges with the sandy and rocky deserts of Rajasthan. The flow of the rivers draining this region, namely the Chambal, the Sindh, the Betwa, and the Kain, is from southwest to northeast, thus indicating the slope. The Central Highlands are wider in the west but narrower in the east. The eastward extension of this plateau are locally known as the Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand. The Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastward extension drained by Damodar River. The Deccan Plateau is a triangular landmass that lies to the south of the river Narmada. The Satpura Range flanks its broad base in the north, while the Mahadev, the Kaimur Hills, and the Michael Range forms its eastern extension. The Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently eastwards. An extension of the plateau is also visible in the northeast, locally known as Meghalaya, Karbi Anglong Plateau, and North Kachar Hills. It is separated by a fault from the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Three prominent hill ranges from the west to the east are the Garo, the Khasi, and the Jaintia hills. Now students, let's discuss about Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. Children, these ghats are mountain range that form the western and eastern margin of Deccan Plateau. Now let's see what is the difference between these two ghats, the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. So students, the Western Ghats mark the western edge of the Deccan Plateau and they run parallel to the western coastal plains, while Eastern Ghats mark the eastern edge of the Deccan Plateau and they run parallel to the eastern coast of India. Western Ghats are continuous range and can only be crossed through passes. The three prominent passes which are located in the Western Ghats are Bhor, Thal and Pal Ghats, while Eastern Ghats are discontinuous, irregular and dissected by rivers draining into the Bay of Bengal. The height of Western Ghats is more in compared to Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats average elevation is 900 to 1600 meters, while Eastern Ghats have an average elevation of 600 meters. Of Western Ghat is Anai Mudi, which is located in Kerala, while Mahendragiri is the highest peak in the Eastern Ghats. One of the distinct features of the Peninsula Plateau is the black soil area known as Deccan Trap. This is of volcanic origin, hence the rocks are igneous, and basalt is this igneous rock. Actually, these rocks have denuded over time and are responsible for the formation of black soil. This soil is well known for the cultivation of cotton.